do it, you get a good deed. If you do it, you get a sin. So when it comes to this, for example, if my son acted upon it, for example, if that happened, he's committing a major sin. And he's a Muslim. As long as he says that he believes it's a major sin.
But we're going to be talking about this under Sharia law, this whole segment.
Yeah.
So under Sharia law, what do you think should happen to your
No,
son?
but see, what you're doing is you're using these arguments from these people that you listen to, Okay, there is no set, even in history, if you look at it, there is no set, this is what has to happen. It changes. Okay, some might apply capital punishment, some might not. Do you get it? It's not one question. It's not one size fits all. You get what I'm trying to say? What we know is it's a major sin. As long as you don't act upon it. There are people that I know who are gay, but they don't act upon it. And even if they act upon it, they're still a Muslim. As long as they don't say, this is permissible.
But I'm asking you, you specifically, under Sharia law.
No, it's not I'm specifically, there's Islam. There's not me, there's not
Islam specifically.
Yes.
Specifically, under Sharia law, what should happen to that person?
They might get the capital punishment, they might not get the capital punishment, they might be exiled.
You think they should be executed or exiled?
No, it's not about what I think. It's about, for example, what we talked about before, is what you're doing is now, with this argumentation, what you're doing is you're focusing on the shock effect. So that's what H Plus did in his debate with Daniel.
I'm just trying to get some.
No. But what I'm trying to make a thing here, because we need to look at a bigger picture. If you want to understand the Sharia law, to come here and understand Sharia law, it's like me going and saying, okay, I want to understand the American nation, and I know, is there execution for a murderer? The point here is the Sharia law is bigger than what these matters that we're talking about. The Sharia law puts the community before the individual. But when you look at, for example, utilitarianism, and for example, what's his name? I forgot. Utilitarianism, the founder father.
Jeremy Bentham.
Another one.
John Stuart Mill.
Okay. When you look at these people, they're talking about the individual, the right of the individual. Okay, the greater good for the greater number of people. So what that means is, for example, this method that's been applied today, you are having a pandemic of issues, because what that means is you've got people who are LGBTQ, queer, transgender, drag queens, Some people, even, for example, I'm reading a book, it's called Irreversible Damage, You're having individuals who are at the age of 16 cutting off their breasts. And then in their 20s, this was a girl, her name was, I forgot her name, but she's in the book, you can read the book, When she reached the age of 20, she took them to court, because she was basically saying that she was going through something, and she had the hormonal therapy, and she cut off her breasts. She amputated her breasts. Okay, now, utilitarianism and the whole liberal work frame is giving that woman or man or whoever wants to be the right to do whatever you like, as long as there's no harm principle. You're not harming anyone. But what we're saying in June is that the consequences of that is the society as a whole is being harmed. Look at, for example, depression. Depression is on a rise, on a scale. Even, for example, when we're looking at, for example, people who have gender dysphoria, before the I've got it in my notes. Let me see if I think I've got it in my phone. Let me just read it for you, because I don't want to misquote. Even when you talk about gender dysphoria, these people, for example, in a certain time before, I think it was the year 2012, there was no gender dysphoria when it came to girls. And when it came to boys, it was 0.001%, That had a tremendous exponential growth. So the question is this: what has caused these young people to feel as if they're in the wrong body, to feel that they have to change the gender? The point is the following, and it comes back to our question, Sharia law, and what will happen to someone if he's homosexual, What we say is that we have to protect, Islam is there to protect the community as a whole. So if an individual who is young, who has influence, for example, by society and social media, if they are going to make decisions that are life-altering, body-altering, body-amputating, Islam is there to protect the right. Islam doesn't say, how do you feel? I feel like a piano today. Great. How do you feel tomorrow? I feel like I'm a woman today. Oh, great. Are you? I'm a man. I would like to amputate my penis. Islam doesn't say, go ahead and do it. Islam says the communal rights are greater. So an individual cannot come and say, for example, this question goes back to apostasy as well. A person cannot come and say, if they want to leave Islam, leave Islam. Nobody cares. Leave Islam as much as you like. The point is the following: when you come and try to propagate that and try to cause corruption in the land and starts spreading that mischief, you are now, in Islam, state and religion is one. It's not separate. So now you are waging a war on the state. And any country you go to, like for example, Edward Snowden, he's in exile. Yeah? However, he had actually run for his life. He's in China or Russia now, yeah? Because he gave us some information how the government was spying on us. Okay. WikiLeaks. What was the WikiLeaks guy's name? WikiLeaks. You know WikiLeaks? Yeah, he recently got arrested as well. Okay, he might be extradited and he might get the capital punishment, yeah? So Islam is bringing nothing new. Islam is there to protect and preserve the rights of the community and individual, but not at the cost of corruption. It's as simple as that.
But Ali, your whole analogy just went completely off track there. We're not talking about people being transgender or going back on that thought. We're not talking about any of this. We're talking about it's a simple yes or no answer, right?
It's not a yes or no answer.
It is, because it's a simple yes or no. Do you think if your son was a homosexual who acted upon it under Sharia law, should he be executed or exiled?
It's a very simple question, yeah?
Or exiled?
It's not a yes or no question. It's very simple, yeah? If my son was to do that, the question that I have to ask is very simple. Why does he find the need to go out and propagate that? 1 second, does he want to be homosexual?
Huh?
1 second, let's suppose an individual son who wants to be homosexual, he wants to have sex with men.
Yes.
Go and do it. Why? The issue is this, because in Islam, you have to have 4 witnesses. Yeah? If a penetration happens, you need to see the penetration. Yeah, not he was on top. So the point is the following, yeah? Islam is not here as a bloodthirsty religion that wants to apply capital punishment, yeah? If you read Sheikh Salih Al-Fawzan's book on jurisprudence, it says that in any instances of, for example, a doubt, you cannot implement it. The matter is not that simple as black and white, because the way what you're asking is, Ali, answer my question, what would you do? You want me to say, I'll chop his head off, and then I'll stab him 7 times, and then I'll get his limbs and throw it in the marble arch. I'm not here for entertainment. You know what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, you're adamant on that. I'm asking you a question. Very simply. If he is acting upon it, he wants to have sex with men, go and do it. It's not permissible, but if he wants to go and do it in his house, he has his house, doors are closed, look. Lock. And he's having sex with 27 men. Let's say, yeah? That's his house, and in his house, he can do whatever he like. And as Muslims, we're not allowed to go and spy. So we can't be like, oh, 1 second, let me go and spy. So the point is the following. Why would one want to go out and propagate it? The question here is propagation. Because one, there are many people, for example, at the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, who committed sex outside of marriage, and the capital punishment for that is stoning. Stoning to death, by the way, yeah? The capital punishment in Islam for an adulterer. But the point is this, Islam preserves the community as a whole. So it doesn't come and say, okay, guys, the capital punishment is stoning to death. No, it corrects the society first. How? For example, pornography? No. Yeah? For example, how men dress up and how women dress up, how they conduct themselves. You need to fix society as a whole. Then you can say that when society has corrected itself, then you have these capital punishments in place. Why? Because then, why would somebody who lives in a society, because we live in a society where pornography is allowed, yeah, all kinds of things allowed, women are dehumanized, yeah, in all angles. That's why you had a recent killing of a Muslim girl. I don't know if you heard the news. You know that woman who got killed by the police officer? You ever heard of it? Okay, my point is this, women can't walk out at night. I'm going to do a video about this, yeah? Why? Let me tell you why, yeah? And I'm not saying this may be the exact cause, yeah? Because men have no respect for women anymore. Read a book called Beauty Sick, okay? Society has made women feel absolutely crap about themselves. They feel ugly, they feel fat, they feel like they have to get plastic surgery, they have to get their buttocks done, they have to get their breasts done. And the point is this, we have dehumanized them to such a level that they can't walk at night without being killed. Yeah? This happened 4 days ago. A woman got killed. Yeah? My point is the following. When I'm mentioning this point to you, it's that Islam has come to protect society as a whole. That's its aim and objectives. And that's the reason why if an individual goes and commits sex outside of marriage, he can, but it's a sin. as long as it's not in public. And what person in his right mind will say, oh, let me have gay sex in Marble Arch? I know, let me have sex in the bushes. What will happen to you if two people came here and had intimacy? What would happen to them? They'll be arrested. Oh, exactly. The thing is this, it's indecency. Yeah? So with Islam, it's like, look, what you do in your private house, gay, cheating on your wife, having sex as young kids, or whatever it may be, what you do in the private is in the private. Don't bring it to the community. Because when you bring it to the community, you are going to cause corruption and you're going to cause confusion. And that's the reason why today I'm quoting you the book, Irreversible Damage, because there are young individuals who are 16 years old who do not have, and this author says it in the book, they go to these clinics and say, I feel like I'm a man. And they don't even need parental consent. And what they do is they go and chop off their limbs. And 4 years later say, I regret it. When it's too late, too breastless. You've got two less breasts. You know, so the point, June, is, in a nutshell, Islam is to preserve that and to stop the confusion, because we're human beings. We're prone to being influenced.
So the point in this is you're trying to say that in Islam under Sharia law you can do what you want in your own house, right?
Yes.
So if you can do what you want in your own house, why would it be a rule that you can't be a homosexual in the Quran?
And also, say that again?
They can't be a homosexual.
They can't be homosexual? No, it's fine. We'll catch him from this side because he's talking from this angle. That's right. Yeah, carry on.
Why would it be a point that if you're saying that you can do whatever you want in your own house? You're literally completely contradicting the debate that...
You're a utilitarianism liberal in your house.
Okay, but
outside you have to follow the
Sharia.
Sharia.
The debate that you said you watched with Pikachu, you're completely just contradicting his entire point about homosexuals getting capital punishment. You're saying you're saying that if it's okay in your house, right?
Yeah.
If it's okay in your house, why would Pikachu say that it's not, and then you deserve capital punishment for that?
No. I agreed. You misunderstood. We both agree with Daniel that capital punishment applies.
Okay.
Daniel didn't say you go and find, for example, there's a person. Firstly, how is it possible for me to ever know who's committing sex, be it gay or heterosexual, in their house?
Okay, let's just put like a little like metaphor out here, right?
Okay.
Say you live with a roommate, right?
Okay.
And we're under Sharia law, and then you go into your house and you see him committing homosexual acts, but you're with 3 of your friends.
Yes.
So 4 witnesses to that. What will happen?
Again, there's a couple of things that happen, and this is why Islam is so beautiful. Okay, number one, if somebody's committed a sin in private, it's not. I will be sinful to go and make it public. And where's the evidence? The evidence is the hadith of the Prophet peace be upon him that narrated that there were 4 companions and they were walking, and they looked and saw one of their companions having sex, literal penetration, with a woman. So what did they do? They went to the Prophet peace be upon him, if I'm not mistaken, and they went up to him, I'll double check. I don't know if this is hadith, but I'll tell you what happened. I know it's authentic, but I don't know if it's exactly hadith. They went to Umar ibn Khattab. Umar ibn Khattab asked him a question. Did you all see the penetration? The first one said yes. The second one said yes. This is smell. The third one said yes. The fourth one said no. He said, I'm sure. He said, ooh, 1 second. I'm sure. Not I'm sure. It has to be I saw it. Penetration. No long thing. He was doubtful. He gave a bit of a thing like, you know what happened? All of them got flogged. 80 lashes for slander. Now, what's very interesting is the following. The 4th person, or one of them who got lashed, he said, I will go to my grave and testify that I saw him having sex with that woman.
Okay.
Meaning that he was sure. But the other one, because he was doubtful, the point is the following. If Islam was bloodthirsty and wanted to kill and chop everybody, they would have said, oh, he said he's sure. It's enough. No. The point is the following. When I see my roommate having sexual intercourse in a homosexual way, my job is to hide this sin. Yes, in Islam. No, I'm telling you very clearly. There's this misconception like we're, oh my gosh, I would love to see. Let me chop his head off. You know, Adam's family.
Can you answer the question of?
I've answered the question.
No, sorry, not that question.
So this question, yeah. So I am not allowed, firstly, to go and spread that information. It's a private sin. Yeah, and that's what Allah said. Allah doesn't have mercy on those who doesn't have mercy on others. Meaning, He's committed that sin. What sins do I commit in my life? In my real life, I'm telling you, I'm Ali. Yeah, I commit a lot of sins. Yeah, but the point is this: it is haram for anyone, for me, to go and look for the fault of someone in private and share it. I'll be sinful.
Okay, so
and you know what? It's class of slander. Okay. And the person who committed the sexual act, even though I saw with my own eyes, he'll see me getting flogged and he'll be laughing.
So Ali, if what you're saying is that there has to be 4 witnesses, but it's haram to say that it happened and you have to keep it secret, then what would be the point in that law even existing in the first place if literally nothing can come of it?
No, this is the crux and the juice of the matter here. Okay, now what I know is that for when it's a man to a woman, heterosexual intimacy, okay, it's 4 witnesses, okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure the same applies to, for example, homosexual, yeah, okay, because the penalty, for lesbians, is not the same for men.
Why not?
It's not, because there's no penetration. Well, some of them say the wisdom is because a woman can't penetrate the other, yeah? The issue here is the penetration, okay? So the point here, what I'm trying to say, in a nutshell, is that you asked a very good question. Well, Ali, what's the damn point? The point is the following. It's to deter people. It's to deter and preserve the community. What do we say about utilitarianism? Yeah? Because they say the great is good for the greatest amount of people. Islam is saying the same thing, but it's saying you can't have an individual that says, I want to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to drink alcohol in the public. No, you're going to cause corruption. What you're doing, someone might say, he's drunk it. Let me try some of that. Oh, wow. Let me try it. Now you're spreading your corruption.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
So Ali. We're gonna go back to the point that Hakikachu made. You said that you watched the debate, right?
Yes, I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so when Apis asked the question to, I think this was between Daniel Hussein and Hakikachu actually, about human rights versus Sharia.
Yeah.
So Apis.
You got rinsed on that point.
Huh?
H-Bus didn't you watch the video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
No, H-Bus was Daniel. You didn't, man. You just went on Apis.
Daniel Hussein.
No, Daniel Hakikachu.
Daniel Hakikachu.
Yeah.
And the human rights activist.
Yeah, that H-Bus. Yeah, that guy he's a white boy wannabe. He got demolished. He could not answer a single one. Watch the debate.
I have watched it. I genuinely haven't watched it.
You haven't?
I have, genuinely.
Well, you said to me you didn't. You said you watched the highlights on Apis.
I watched the highlights, then I watched the debate after.
No, you have or you're going to?
Okay.
Have you or you want to?
No, I have. Yeah, I have. Genuinely.
So you have watched it?
Yeah, I have watched it.
But you said to me you didn't?
No, I watched the highlights to bring up points with you.
Okay, 1 second. June, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
You came to the park today to ask some questions.
Yes.
When you asked that question, if I'm not mistaken, that video was. I don't think that video was out.
I'm not sure.
It wasn't.
I've got like.
No, it wasn't. So
yeah,
the question I need to ask you, June, is very simple.
Yeah, go.
Why do you find that you had to watch the highlights?
Yeah.
You picked up on some points,
Yeah.
which I'm happy to answer. It's not like I'm just trying to say. And I discussed with this on the phone as well. We had a phone call discussion. Yeah. You said that you wanted to criticize Islam. Remember, you said that you wanted to criticize Islam. Yeah. Why do you find the need to criticize Islam but not learn about it? You said to me that you want to contact Apis and David Wood.
Yeah.
Why do you find the need to do that? Because it's a very genuine question. Because if I want to know about Satanism, and I go to somebody who hates Satanists, and I'm like, well, tell me a bit about Satanism. Is he going to tell me anything good?
No.
So then why are you going to these people? I'm very curious. Why do you find the need to go to Apis? Forget H-Bus, he's a waste man anyway. And David Wood. Why don't you want to go and speak to Mohammed Hijab?
I do want to speak to Mohammed Hijab.
No, but you've never said that to me. Like, if
I
you
have said that to you.
Okay, so forgive me, when did you say that?
Yeah, I have said that to you.
Last week?
On the phone.
Oh, okay, maybe you're right, yeah, okay. The point is this, yeah? If if you want to learn about Islam, start on the right foot.
There's
Literally right foot. Don't start on the left foot. Yeah, okay, because the point is this: get to know Islam unbiasedly.
Yeah.
You want to go to the very enemies who lie about Islam.
No, of
Apus doesn't even know how to recite Quran. The guy, him being an ex-Muslim is the big question mark.
You see, the thing is, I've seen so many like channels that defend Islam over Apus's videos.
No, I know, yeah.
Like Fareed Responds, I think.
Fareed.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, and it literally just comes to the point as well, because I have like Christian friends that debate Muslims all the time, everything like that. They either completely avoid the question and go off topic, or they say something on any topic whatsoever.
Muslims avoid the topic.
Yeah, they say they're knowledgeable, but in reality they're just completely avoiding the question. What they're saying is invalid to the question. Like if I ask you a yes or no question, I'm not saying you.
No, but it's not simple.
No. But I'm not saying you because you extended on that answer.
Yeah.
But if I ask them a yes or no question, I have to go off.
Prophet's
on
marriage to
2
Aisha.
paragraphs.
Did he marry at 6? Yes.
Yeah.
I sent you that video. How did you find it?
It was good. Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, we don't avoid it.
Yeah,
maybe the person that you're going to, there's some people that they might not know.
No. We've had I've had debates with people. Your video, I knew all the points you was going to bring up already because we've had that. But the question that my Christian friends always ask is, so first of all, can I get your opinions on the age? I don't know
6.
what it is. The age of consent under Sharia.
Oh, okay. Prophet's marriage to Aisha was at 6 and it consummated at 9.
Yes.
Did you watch my video? Because the video answers this question. The fact that the Prophet waited 3 years for her to become 9 teaches us something. It teaches us that we need to wait for any girl to reach the age of puberty. Now, we don't have a set age because that's unjust to the girl. For example, in the UK it's 16. In France, I think they've dropped it to 14 or 15. So France is a paedophile country according to us.
Okay.
We're a paedophile country according to Turkey because Turkey is 18. And Saudi Arabia, by the way, yeah?
So you're saying that the age of consent is when a girl hits puberty?
No, there's a lot of factors: mental, physical, sexually.
Okay.
Yeah, and they can't be harmed. So, for example, this country says if she's reached 16, she can have sex. How do you know she's ready at 16? So that's why Islam says not one shoe fits all. Each individual is in itself.
Hey, nice to meet you, bro. You're famous now. So, why you talking about Beyonce?
No, you know that girl in
Amputated foot.
Yes, what was her name? Bell, something Bell.
Somebody that
We're supposed to memorize it, Zijan.
amputated her foot.
No.
Oh. I was like, why is he talking about some diabetes insulin?
I think I've got the picture. Man.
Yeah, Kira Bell.
That's it.
Man, live.
50-50, I can ask a friend. Kiara Bell was talking about, okay. The point is, what was I saying? I was making a point, I totally forgot.
The age of consent?
Age of consent, yes. I don't want to forget the event. Anyways, so the point is this, yes, I went on a tangent. So the thing is, we don't say one shoe fits all, yeah? So that can change because...
Especially if your foot's been cut off.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is that there is, what we say is that she has to be assessed, yeah? Okay, and we're not like, people make out to you, because in this country we have a pandemic of teenage pregnancies, even in America, all right? They're having sex in the bushes, mate, they're 11 years old, they're pregnant, okay?
Yeah.
So the point is this, yeah, they make it, see, what Islam says, Islam is there to regulate, yeah? Make things in order, okay? Get married. All right, but you have to reach a certain age, and that's why the video that I sent you about Aisha's marriage to the Prophet, peace be upon him, answers that.
Okay, so weird sign. Anyway,
Look,
so let me bring you this question, all right?
Yes.
People, my Christian friend asked me to ask you this.
And are these Christians asking me this?
Sorry?
Are these Christians asking me this?
Yeah.
Bro, what? They have no grounds to ask me that, bro.
Why?
Because their Bible, bro, they'll get chopped up. Not literally, like intellectually, yeah? Their Bible, there's in the book of Numbers, I think, yeah? How it says when you go to a land, you kill everybody, by the way. You get the babies and smash them on the rocks, yeah, by the way. And then it says, keep little girls to yourself. Yeah? As a Christian, he needs to come and answer me himself.
Okay, but we're
No, but don't ask me Christian questions.
No, it's not a Christian question, it's about Islam.
Yeah.
So, let's just bring up like a hypothetical, right? So we're bringing up that the whole world is under Sharia law, right?
Okay.
We're bringing that up.
Yeah.
A girl reaches puberty
Yes.
and is mentally and physically as Aisha was at 9.
At 9, okay.
Would you have sex with her?
No. Firstly, again, when she reaches the age of puberty, you're talking about girls in this age. Okay? You need to understand something. Girls today are not like the girls back then. There's 1400 years difference. In this country, this very country that you stay in, there's a book called William Blackstone's book on the British common law, Girls in this country 100 years ago were betrothed at 7.
Okay.
Yeah? One second.
No,
They were
go on.
betrothed
Sorry,
at 7. And I think they were allowed to marry around 8 or 9. Yeah? This is UK, mate. United Kingdom. Want to bring to me about British, yeah? This is United Kingdom 100 years ago. Let alone 1400 years ago. So the question that you're asking me doesn't fit in, because Islamically, at that age, firstly you need to see why would she even be wanting to get married at that age. And firstly, is she, for example, Allah says in the Quran in Surah Nisa, test the orphans. You have to test them till they reach an age of marriage to give them their wealth. How do you test the age? It goes back to what we said. There's no one age. What we say is, in this country, for example, if the law says, if we're living under the Sharia, he said, if we're living under the Sharia, betroth means promising each other. So what we're saying is betrothed, saying that you're going to marry someone is different to one reaching the age of puberty, and that family decides, mom and dad decide. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They might say, okay, look, she's immature, like she might look thin, but she might be immature. Like Akon got in the, Akon? He had a track called Put the Blame on Me. You know why he did that track? Because he was in a club and he had sex with a girl who was fully developed, and she was 14.
Okay.
So my point is this: just because somebody is sexually developed doesn't mean they're developed up here.
Okay, let's rephrase that then, okay? 1400 years ago you said people developed differently. Okay, let's rephrase that to you living in the Middle East during Muhammad's time.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Sorry?
Yes or no to that question?
No, it's not yes or no. Why did you keep asking me yes or no?
Because it's a yes or no question.
Okay, are you here to learn? Are you here to...
I'm here to learn.
No. I'm starting to get a glimpse that you're trying to catch me out.
I'm not trying to catch you out.
That's how I feel. I'm being honest with you. I'm just expressing my feelings. I'm like straight up guy, I feel like you're like, yes or no. Like, say that yes or no. Why do you...
You can...
No, but I've answered it, but I'll answer it again for you.
Go.
We go back to the Prophet, peace be upon his method. Yeah? Back then, if girls became adults at 9, you're talking to an adult.
Okay.
You cannot compare a 9-year-old, and you wouldn't. And that's the reason why nobody in history, till the 1990s, Orientalist, there was an Orientalist individual. He is one of the first person that brought the issue of Aisha's marriage to the Prophet. Why didn't anybody in history for 1300 years ever use this against the Prophet? For 1300 years, nobody came and said, hold on a second, why did your Prophet marry Aisha? My point is the following, because morality to them is subjective. Okay, so nobody came and said, why did your Prophet marry Aisha? This is a new phenomenon. This is the last, I would say, it was brought up 100 years ago, and it's just about 20 years ago this issue was brought up. It's a very recent phenomenon. Why? Because our subjective morality has changed, we think of, that's strange now. Well, guess what, mate? To them, a man penetrating another man's rectum is strange. Very strange, actually. Abdullah ibn Abbas, if I'm not mistaken, he said, if somebody was not to tell me this, I would not even believe such thing exists. So now, my point is this: a gay person can be gay, but the point is this: they were getting married at that age when a woman became 9, not 9, an adult. That changes, not one set, But the thing is, they would look back at us. Forget the Muslims, the Christians, anyone back in those nations would look at us and say, "You guys are animals." An animal, you guys are the same, because they'll say, "Look, you got girls cutting their breasts off." You got men cutting their testicles off, cutting their peas, they're castrating themselves. Okay, you have individuals who are identified as a piano. You got individuals who are identified as non-binary. You guys, this is what they will say, not me. They'll say, you guys are mad. You guys are crazy. You don't know why you. I'm call me them, she, he, me. I'm a tree. I'm a woman. I'm like if you think about it, and let me just get my iPad. I want to point out something very interesting to you. I'm going to give you, for example, a very interesting point, Did you know there was a man, Where is it? Okay.
Why are we going back to the topic of LGBT?
No, because very, very important point. Because what we're doing here. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I was trying
You
to.
carry on talking. I'm just going to look at
okay.
one thing. Yeah,
I
sorry.
was trying to build on that question, Ali. That
Yeah.
you're saying that it was normal back then, which I don't disagree with. I agree with you fully. That it was normal back then.
Yeah.
But so the question was, 21st century. You said no because it would be, I don't know, immoral, or people don't develop the same.
What are you talking about?
A 9-year-old.
Okay. Yes.
But if we're going back to Muhammad's time
Yes.
in the Middle East,
Yes.
they developed the same during Muhammad's time.
No.
No, say the 9-year-old.
Because the fact that the Prophet waited from 6 to 9, he waited for her to become an adult.
Okay, so
Yeah?
if she's an adult at 9.
No. But that's Aisha.
Yeah, okay.
Not
so,
all.
No, we're talking
Yes.
about Aisha.
Yes.
So,
Yes. What about?
Aisha, if the Prophet asked
Yeah.
you to marry her,
Yes.
would you do that?
Well, of course. If he married her, how could I not marry her?
If she was 9?
Well, of course. How could I not? Because she's an adult. It's like saying to me, Ali, if a 16-year-old adult today, would you marry her? If I'm, for example, I'm double her age, yeah, I would personally say no. She's probably immature. I don't want to marry her. But argument's sake, let's suppose I'm 17, yeah, and you say Ali, 16-year-old, I don't know, whatever name is, yeah. Would you marry her? Yeah, why would I not marry her?
So if the Prophet came to you during his time
Yeah.
and said, Ali, will you marry Aisha instead of me, and then consummate the marriage 3 years later when she was 9, would you do it?
For me to, I'll just give you an example. It's as good as me saying no to a 16-year-old when I'm 17 years old. It's the same logic.
So you'd say no to...
No, I would say yes. If I say yes to the 16-year-old, it's the same, because what you're doing is, again, you're misconstruing and you're confusing this time to that time. So you're saying Ali.
I'm not. We're bringing it back to
No.
that
I'm
time,
saying back
Ali.
then. I'm saying to you, yes, I would, because she was an adult.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah. So it's just
She's an adult.
so it's just a yes then.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm trying to make you understand.
I am understanding
It's as good as a 16-year-old
Okay.
or any girl who's reached age of 17-year-old. It's the same thing. And this issue of this whole thing, it's just on the foot, because France is a paedophilia country. We're paedophiles. And most paedophiles, I'm so sorry, a lot of people use it against Muslims, are white middle-aged men.
Yeah.
They go to Thailand, now they're going to Africa, yeah, in Australia. Australian men, by the way, yeah? Maybe that H-Puss, he might be one of those disgusting men who might probably go there. Yeah, you can expect anything, yeah? There's no morality, yeah? So the thing is, Australian men are traveling to certain parts of Africa to rape, yeah? So the fact is, they try to insult the Prophet and how Allah humiliates them. But they're self-drowned in it. Paedophilia. We don't see Muslim men we are known to go and marry little girls, etc. You know, and the Prophet is a fine example, and we implement this example till this day.
What was this point you're bringing
And
up?
so basically, Rachel McKinnon is a biological male who self-identified as a woman, won the 2018 cycling world champions. Yeah? I'm going to call him he because he broke the world record. He became identified as a woman.
Yeah.
My point is this: the times that we live in today, do you think we are heading to the right direction?
That's very debatable.
Well, let's debate it, and that's the reason why H-Puss couldn't answer it. If you watch the debate, and you watch the debate, yeah,
There's
he
a lot of
couldn't
factors.
answer Daniel's argument. He was asking him about, for example, how Islam preserves the family unit and liberalism destroys it. Marriage units breaking down, divorces. Do you know how many people in London have STDs? Nearly 1 million. 1 million people. Yeah. Now this is a bad man discussion here. Well, you gotta keep that. Hey, what dropped on me? I wasn't. So what I'm trying to say is the following, yeah? Okay, is that Islam has come, and Daniel Hakikaju's debate against H-Puss is a fine example that he couldn't answer a single point. Look, see, some people watch it and they see us Muslims as primitive, like we're idiots, like cavemen. Like I have a cave, I sleep in there. And when you see that discussion, you're genuinely looking for Daniel to be the primitive, ignorant caveman. And the only caveman I saw in there was H-Puss, yeah? Okay, because Daniel was asking him direct questions about liberalism. And he was talking about, using a tragic event that happened in Daniel's life, which his sister died, yeah? And he was using that against him. He's a vile, disgusting person. Would you use that?
No,
Would you ever use, if you're having a debate with me and you say, Ali, you know, you've gone through a trauma, and simply mocking me.
No, of course not.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. So the thing is, it was low blows, it was ad hominems, and he did not answer Daniel's questions about liberalism.
I'm not trying to defend HBUS at all, right? But you know, I'm just saying. Doing.
Oh, that's sick. Say that again.
No, we're moving on. We're moving on.
Yeah, Daniel, please. Who was it?
HBUS.
Sorry. Do you want water? Coffee?
Oh no, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't worry, man.
No,
it's not halal. You're not gonna become a Muslim.
No.
Yeah, carry on.
Okay, so I wanted to just touch on the topic of you saying you're my height now, by the way.
It doesn't matter. You know, you might be, if you become a Muslim, you might, we are based not on our looks, not how we, whatever we are. Money, wealth, nothing. It's based on your taqwa with God. Yeah? Listen, look, let me say something. Yeah, June, listen. We've done a video together, it went viral. Yeah? A lot of people say you're a soft-spoken person, you seem like a good guy. Okay? Don't get used and abused by these charlatans. Okay? You said to me, I'm going to get in contact with Apis and David Wood. I said, do it. I'm not going to stop you. But the point is this. Don't go into a spiral where they're going to indoctrinate and make you feel as if we Muslims, because if Apis was consistent, Christianity speaks very harshly about homosexuals as well. And it's the same thing, but he avoids Christianity. You know why? Because that's his main funding base. That's where he gets funded from. So that's why you never see him talking about Christians, and he never talks about Hindus. These are two people, I'm not saying all, they hate Islam, and that's where he gets main funding from. Why would Apis and David would come together against Islam? Look, think about it. Apis should be against Christianity and Islam, but he's only against Islam. Why? I don't get it. Be consistent. Like HBUS was saying in the debate with Daniel said to him, these things that you're attacking against, for example, the patriarchy, you should be doing that with all religions, because all religions fall into the traditional values of a family unit. It's not about just Islam. So the point I'm saying, June, look, you seem like a sincere guy, even though I had a bit of my doubts a minute ago. I'll be honest, I'm a very straight guy. I'm not going to be around the bush.
Of course.
What you see is what you get. But again, June, what I'm saying to you is, if you want to learn about Islam, take time out. If you want to come to the park, come every week. We're here at your service. Let's chill, let's talk. But ask and learn. If you are asking to catch, like, yes or no, don't do that. Hold on a second.
We're not there.
No, I know you're not. Sounds like that, but I'm assuming the best. Because in our religion, it tells us to assume the best. Yeah? So the point I'm saying is, June, is look, keep your mind clear. You're young, how old are you?
21.
You're 21, yeah? What, 21 seconds to go? You know that? You know it? Yeah? Okay. So the thing is this, yeah? That take time out and say, look, let me learn about Islam. And if you want to know about Islam, if I want to know about Satanism or Baphomet, I have to come to you. I'm not going to go, let me go and speak to the enemy of Baphomet. Hey, Baphomet's this, that. Oh, okay, thank you. If someone doesn't like you, Jude, how would you like if I go to your enemy and say, yo, tell me a bit about June? Oh, he's a waste man. Oh, all right, he's a waste man. Okay, yeah, he stole he stole from you. He punched you in the face. June, why'd you punch him in the face? You're going to say, Ali, you're going to my enemy, you're asking about me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if you want to know about Islam, go to the people. Muhammad Hijab, Hamza Zortzis has a very good book. This book is where you can get it for free. Yes, there's many people. Learn Islam unfiltered.
Okay. So, okay.
You want to take a shahada?
Huh? No.
Do you think you'll ever become a Muslim?
I've said multiple times.
Sorry?
I've said multiple times, you know, if I find it out to be the truth, I
Okay,
will.
that's what Alice was saying. Yo, Jabby, how's I'm leaning over. Is it okay? Is it still catching me?
Battery killer.
They call me young killer, cold killer. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, but I did want to speak to Bob before he goes. But next week,
Bob the Builder.
yeah,
Okay.
next week I'm gonna actually remember to bring my notes. So
Okay.
if you want to have a discussion on or off camera,
No problem. This one we're gonna do part 3 and part 4 and part 5, and then part 9 is gonna be the shahada.
And Apis said, because I called him as well
Yeah.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Ali, sorry.
What did he say?
Use chair.
No, it's fine. We're finishing. What did he say?
He said that
Sit down.
eventually he wants to have another debate.
With who?
You,
With me?
yeah,
Let me tell you about Apis, yeah?
go on.
Apis, look, he needs content.
Yeah,
Okay, because you need to understand the Islamophobia industry is a big industry. It's like the fashion industry. So he gets funded by the Christians and the Hindus and many other people that hate Islam, yeah? So he needs content. So So now he was begging anyone. He was going to have a debate with one brother that we know from Luton, yeah?
Yeah.
He is latching onto anything.
Yeah.
Anything, even though he looks dumb and stupid, he doesn't mind. Have you seen his debate with Daniel Hakikachu? Have you seen his debate with Mohamed Hijab?
What, the one with the
They
two others?
coined. What they did is
Yeah,
he was
with Adam Salah.
Yes, do you remember that one? Yeah. They had to trick him into it. Yeah. Why? Because he's a coward. Yeah. And then Hijab had to tell him, calm down, don't be scared, Yeah. Probably when it comes to morality, he believes there's a third type of morality: objective, subjective, and apus morality. Yeah. We don't know what that is. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make, he's looking for content. Yeah. He's dying. Yeah. He's dying for attention. If he wants to debate me, I told him I'll pay for his ticket. I'll pay for his hotel, 1-star hotel. Come to the park face to face. Look me in the eye. I'll make him crap his pants like a pusillanimous boy. You're finished. That's what's gonna happen. Because it's easy on a computer. But come face to face. I'm gonna look at you dead in the eye. And let me speak. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask him 2 questions. He's gonna crap his pants. I'm gonna bring Pampers, nappy. You know Pampers, extra absorbable. Yeah? He's gonna need that, yeah? By the way, Pampers is diapers in America, yeah? Because I know he's going to crap himself. You know why? I have no doubt he was not a Muslim. Ever. I'm going to ask him 2 questions and I'm not going to tell him. If a day comes, he comes to the park, I challenge him. Come to the park and we have a discussion on Islam. And then it's going to be finished.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Any more questions? You have arm wrestle.
What's happening? I don't want to embarrass you on your video, Ali.
Yeah, don't embarrass me. Julie, it was a pleasure, but listen. Don't get influenced. Speak to them. But let me tell you something. Because he saw our video got viral, he just wants you on his platform to say, hey, how did it go? No. He just wants views. Okay. So if you go down that route where because don't get surprised if you become hostile. Yeah? Because you're young, you're impressionable, they will use you, they will say some lies, and then the fact that you're coming here today and asking me these questions, etc. I hope you're consistent and you criticize Christians just the way you criticize me. I hope you go to Bob and say, Bob, I want to ask about this and about. You get it? If you don't, and if we start noticing that you're becoming hostile towards us, then obviously we would have to correct something. You know what I'm trying to say? But we don't want it to go there. We have civilized discussion. We can talk, disagree, and criticize as much as you like. Yeah, this notion of we Muslims are not open to Christians is nonsense. Don't insult us. Come and ask questions, criticize.
No.
No problem. It's been a pleasure.
I'll come back and
part 2.
I'll
part
actually
3.
bring my notes.
Yes, make sure. Why are you forgetting it?
Long time.
No problem. Look after yourself. Take care. As you can see, guys, we had a nice discussion, part 2. If you want to watch part 3, it might be on Netflix. Please subscribe. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Chabi!